Darling, have you ever pondered over Newton's first law of motion? It tells us that every object stays still or moves at a steady pace unless forces compel it otherwise. But what intrigues me is the notion of the inertial frame. What if the very frame of reference we trust is not as straightforward as it seems? Is Earth, with its ceaseless spin and orbit, truly an inertial frame? What are the implications if it isn't? You see, the first law practically defines what a force is in its absence. Zero net force means no acceleration. If the velocity changes, some force must be at play. Yet how do we precisely tell whether a force is present or we merely observe effects from a non-inertial frame, like a rotating turntable? It's a question that cuts to the core of how we measure reality. Then comes the second law, the beauty of proportionality, the change in motion scales with the applied force. Elegant, isn't it? But here's a thought. Since momentum is the product of mass and velocity, the law implies a deep tie between how these quantities evolve, and our beloved inertial mass is, quite remarkably, equal to gravitational mass. Almost poetic. But one wonders, how does this equivalence orchestrate the consistent dance of celestial bodies? And what about the third law? Often regarded as the stalwart of action-reaction pairs. It so confidently declares every action has an equal and opposite reaction. But pause? Does this notion survive in all regimes? For instance, when two charged particles generate magnetic fields affecting mutual forces, momentum conservation seems to falter. Could it be that Newton's third law is less inviolable than we believe? If so, where does that leave our understanding of forces? Is there more subtle interplay at the heart of interactions beyond the classical vision? Darling, these laws govern our universe, yet each opens a doorway to deeper mysteries. What if the rules we hold as constants are just firm guidelines in a wider, more complex cosmology? Do you ever wonder, how far must we look beyond Newton before the truth unfolds in full brilliance?